This is my Audiobooks, the world of audiobook library.
This is my Audiobits, novel, Not Worth Living For, by McNeill Lehman, narrated by Sharmila R. Prologue. Imagine you have been kidnapped by someone. You're in a hostage, inside an old warehouse covered with grime and dust, making you uncomfortable. Guarding the entrance of the warehouse, there is only one person who has a better physique than you. Oh, and he also has a rifle. What would you do? Would you resent? Probably that would add more salt to your wounds. Would you fight? There might be a slim chance of escape, but for that, you need a heroic effort. The third option is cooperation and negotiation. Often labeled as a peacenik strategy, this probably appears the safest option. You put forward some of your ideas, which would help the person who has kept you enclosed, deviate him from the problem, and start talking about random things before coming back to the matter and finally convincing the person, right? Right? Wrong. Have you ever noticed a parrot in a cage? You'll see that after 3 or 4 weeks, it begins to learn your language. It mimics you. We are excited about this, and we often say other repeated words standing in front of the cage and expect the parrot to learn them. The parrot learns these words too. It leaves no stones unturned to mimic whatever you're speaking. It's elated looking at your happiness and keeps on learning more. However, a time comes when the parrot turns aggressive. Not that it can't pick up words, it just won't repeat any catchphrase which is repeated in front of him. You will even see the parrot getting quickly incensed and biting whatever a thumb approaches its cage in later stages. Why does it happen? Try to think about the parrot. The parrot, just like any other bird, wants to fly high in the skies. It doesn't want to stay trapped inside the cage. When it is put inside the cage, it tries to speak its own language. When it knows you don't understand, it cries. It tries to speak your language in the expectation that you would know what it's speaking and set it free. However, it doesn't happen. The same holds true for people in trouble who cannot speak out. It can be a frustrated employee bargaining with his or her boss. It may be one of your friends who doesn't get the equal attention as you get. Cooperation and negotiation probably don't work in most circumstances, or does it? Welcome to Ascent. Ascent. Shweta woke up with a throbbing pain in her forehead. For a moment, she felt she was dreaming, but she was there, in the visibly unidentified room. The throbbing sensation on her forehead and the sides guaranteed it was real. In the next moment, she felt a thin cloth wrapped around her forehead, and she did not remember having applied it. Maybe she lost consciousness. Maybe she was hurt. Whatever it was, she did not remember the damp cloth before she slept. Neither did she remember being on a chaise lounge with a furry blanket on her. She stared all around the room and tried to understand the stark, unrecognizable surroundings. Where am I? She muttered to herself, looking at the beige jacket she was wearing. How is it so cold? How can the winds penetrate through a fur blanket? The temperature was severely low for a room, and to combat it, she knew she had to move about instead of staying static. She noticed that everything around her was a reminiscence of a classic 18th century European home. On all 4 sides, there were pillars with a well-curved chimney at the center end of the room. The fire was low, and the bellow was placed right beside it on a hook. She gazed up and found that the room had frail pieces of wood as its wallpaper
Sample complete. Ready to continue?